loves, welcome to a reading for the new moon in Virgo. A time to give rather than to take. So how over this next period of time can you be in a place of giving? That could be even giving to yourself, giving of time, attention, energy, and presence to yourself. And then also dismantling any constructs regarding relationships. There is a limited consciousness that relationships are all about give and take, but there can be room for two givers in a relationship, and all of my relationships are give. And I'm going to be pulling a card from the Rider Waite Tarot deck. So what is the current energy for this time? Ooh, damn. King of Swords. So this is about the sword being consciousness, thoughts, logic, truth, speaking it, total clarity, standing firm in your thoughts. If you've been in a place of being double-minded towards something, now is the time to really cut off any of the doubts and to maintain that single point of focus in the mind towards what it is that you want. To really pierce through, cut through any of the double-mindedness, and to stay in your knowing, stay in your truth, and live in your consciousness until the thing that you truly desire manifests. Here's the other thing too. People will say, well, imagine the really potent manifestors know that their imagination is the real world. As soon as you say my imagination is not real, the 3D reality is the real world, then you just nullify all of your manifestations wanting to come in. Can you truly live in your consciousness and, you know, crucify yourself to that consciousness until you become it? Yes. What is the limiting belief to release? Oh, another sword. Again, that is that clarity, that truth, sticking to your truth. So the limiting belief right now is to probably eliminate any other opposing truths to what it is that you want, to cancel out the noise of other people's opinions. When you pray in secret, meaning that if you're calling something into form, usually if you tell other people about it, they only reflect back your fears and doubts and insecurities of why you feel like this thing isn't for you. Also, beautiful affirmation to start using is all of my desires are available to me. Sometimes you think that the things that you want the most kind of feel like they're unavailable to you. So all of my desires are now available to me. So really sticking to your truth, the truth in your heart and the truth in your mind, and merging those two things into one. Yes, can it be the inspired action? And I have a message that wants to come through, but I think it's going to come through another card. Oh, and this is the card. The sun. This is triumph, abundance, new beginning, joy. Joy is your birthright. My body and my heart are in a deep state of joy. You have particular things that you maybe want to call in. And when we're waiting for a manifestation, what we're truly waiting on is to feel a certain way. We believe this manifestation, this thing, will cause us to feel a certain thing, but it's really actually about feeling that way first, and then that thing materializes. If you can actually be in a state of fulfillment, satisfaction, and wholeness, most of your desires will start to manifest. So you want a particular thing because it produces joy. Can you resonate in joy prior to that thing manifesting? And then ironically, that thing itself will manifest. One of the ways to do this and to generate momentum, to generate a feeling state of feeling fulfilled, satisfied, joyful, is each day to pick the thing within reason that produces the most joy, excitement, energy, and follow that activity until it runs out of energy. Follow the flow of energy, and then pick the next thing that produces the most joy, excitement, and energy, and you'll constantly be in a state of flow, of joy, of fulfillment, which will ironically fulfill all of your manifestations itself. Another thing that I've been thinking about is when somebody says, you know, the universe knows what's meant for me, my higher self knows what's meant for me. If you have a desire in your heart, it is meant for you. As soon as you say, my higher self knows what's meant for me, the universe knows what's meant for me, you actually create separateness from yourself. You just separated yourself from your higher self. So you are your higher self, you are your universe, and if you have that desire, then it is meant for you. I and my Father are the same, meaning I and awareness are the same. So if you've been feeling like you've been having this burning desire for something and it hasn't materialized, and you keep looking for ways of why it's not meant for you, you're creating separateness consciousness between the desire that originated from the universe to give to you, to help you to transform yourself into a state of limitlessness. I'm going to be pulling a card from the Kim Tang Wisdom deck. And these can be used definitely in terms of your yoga practice, and I'll probably be interpreting them just a little bit differently. The only difference between you and I is the number of mindful repetitions. And I will say repetitions, you can take this in terms of physical asana practice, but also in terms of repetitions as far as affirmations. I've definitely been in a state of what I would call causal field excavation. And affirmations are, you know, new beliefs that we're instilling in us, and we repeat it in the new belief until it becomes saturated. And you'll know that it's saturated because you'll no longer feel like you need to repeat it. So the only difference between me and somebody else right now is the number of mindful repetitions I have had in terms of being constantly aware of my thoughts on particular things and shifting them and repeating it until I become the thing that I am seeking. I'm going to be pulling a card from the Wisdom of the Avalon. Ooh, this one came out. Oh, so beautiful. Forgiveness. Okay, so we cannot claim what we criticize. So if you're trying to manifest something, trying to call something in, and you've been criticizing it, you can't claim it. Or if you're wanting everything that has been created can be recreated, and the person to forgive for that creation is yourself. And then at the end of the day, knowing that there is nothing to forgive because everything is perfect, and you created this situation full of limitations so you could prove to yourself that you are limitless. So for me, I like to create situations that are a perilous climb to prove to myself how limitless I am. Forgiveness is a decision to no longer hold the other outside of love and to hold them in fear. That's all it is. You're not absolving anyone of guilt or responsibility, but you're no longer choosing to view them through fear and even view yourself through fear. I am willing to forgive. I forgive myself and I forgive this other person. Forgiveness truly sets us free. If we are in a state of unforgiveness towards someone, we hold and lock that dimensional version of the relationship between that person and us we grip it tight and we hold it in our consciousness, and that doesn't allow it to shift at all. One exercise I like to do if you're trying to forgive somebody or something, or even a situation that you created, is to start to bless it. Really go through those people or those things or those situations and just start to bless it. Bless it fully. Bless the things that you don't like, and it will resolve itself in a beautiful way. All right, last card from, of course, the Oracle of the Unicorns. Ooh, love this. Look how beautiful that card is. And the rose. Okay, so yes, the rose, it's now bloomed. Intuition, listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. So there is kind of this knowing inside of us, and we know certain things, we know what's meant for us, and then we also have the egoic chatter of the mind, the clatter in the skull that maybe leads us a little bit differently. So something might appear to be logically for us, it might have everything that we want, but in our heart we know it's not for us, and the thing that we want in our heart maybe seems so far off, like it's never going to happen. But listen and trust into the intuition of your heart. And the heart and the mind connection can become one. That's through the mindful repetitions, because your heart wants you to be this limitless person, and it's the mind that keeps us limited, but then eventually the mind will catch up. But if you can hold it in your heart, you can hold it in your hand. Listen to your knowings, listen to your intuition. Trust in your voice, trust in your desires above everything else. Know that if you have the desire in your heart, it is meant for you. None of that stupid bullshit. The universe knows what's best. The universe knows what's meant for me. You aren't separate from the universe. You are the universe. You are your higher self. Merge it into one. Claim your desires and know that they are meant for you. I love you. I value you. I accept you. We are limitless. As I speak it, I create it. So mote it be. Sealed with a kiss.